Hello friends, and welcome to my channel Be the Difference. In this video we are going to look at a topical subject, which is how to reboot after a job loss. A sudden and unexpected job loss can hit us like a bolt out of the blue, especially for those who have linked their own self-worth to their job. It is said some have jobs, some have careers, and some have callings. And when they lose all that, they have lost a lot. In fact, psychologists equate a job loss to the grief of losing a loved one. And here I'd like to relate the story of Virginia Buckingham as she tells it in her memoir, On My Watch. Virginia was a rising star in the US. At age 35, she was the first woman to head Boston's Logan International Airport. Unfortunately, Logan International was the launching pad for the hijacked planes, which then went on to destroy Twin Towers. And Virginia's career came to a sudden end. She was scapegoated both by political leaders and the media as being responsible for that great catastrophe. Today, COVID-19 has been not just a great health pandemic, but even in some ways an unemployment pandemic, albeit of a lesser nature. CMIE, the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, had already estimated that by early May 2020, already 100 million jobs had been lost in India. And this number is only likely to go up to 136 million, if not more. So what do you do if you face such a crisis? In this video, I'm going to give you 5 simple tips as to how you can navigate this crisis. And the first one is mindset. Remember, you have a job, and your job is to find a job. So stay busy and consistent on your job search. Also remember that jobs are something we do, not somewhere we go, as the future is likely to be a blend of on-site and off-site working. Another perspective to keep in mind is that full-time and lifelong jobs may not exist. Of course, big companies will need full-time employees in their core areas, but these are likely to be fewer in the future. But this is not to suggest that the future is all bleak. Experts say that newer job opportunities are bound to come up. And this brings me to my second point, which is look out for sectors where there are likely to be employment gaps. And these are e-commerce, edutech, healthcare and medical research, biotechnology and microbiology, and thirdly, supply chain, procurement and logistics, as these come closer to the end users. These are likely to be the sunrise industries, and of course, the services industry will always need part-time employees to deliver their services. And then I come to the third tip, which is understand the skills which employers will be looking for going forwards. Not surprisingly, there is not much difference between what employers were looking for, say at the beginning of this year, and what they will be looking for going forwards. All that COVID has done is that it has fast forwarded some of the trends which we were already seeing. And here I'd like to touch upon 4 skill sets which are being commonly mentioned in studies like Forbes, McKinsey, World Economic Forum, etc. And the first of these is, surprise, surprise, emotional intelligence. Now this was already mentioned by the Future of Jobs study last year, but it has become even more important today. In fact, the renowned Professor Harari has been mentioning emotional intelligence in several of his interviews. The second skill set is digital skills and data literacy. This is no surprise. The digital revolution was already well on its way, but today, more than ever before, data has become the critical asset for any company. In fact, it is said that data is the fuel of the fourth industrial revolution. And then we come to the third skill set, which is adaptability and flexibility. And this we are seeing happening all around. Who would have thought that we would see perfume companies make hand sanitizers, or industrial companies make face masks, or even luxury hotels being turned into quarantine centers? So we are living in interesting times. And the fourth skill set is lifelong learning. And this cannot be overemphasized. In fact, studies show that in just 5 years, 35% of the skills which we require today will change. So the only way to stay relevant is to commit to lifelong learning. But the good news here is that learning has never been easier. Today, you have a plethora of courses free online on platforms such as Coursera, Unacademy, edX, etc. My fourth tip is diversify your portfolio. Tough times are more about survival than about choice. So be prepared to shift industries or even move geographies. My only proviso here would be, whatever you choose to do, make sure it aligns with your own personal values. Because even if it is not your dream job, you can learn to like it by the way you do it. Believe me, it's possible. Virginia went on to become a journalist and finally an author. And then I come to the fifth and last tip, which is networking. Today it is not enough to use job portals. You will have to leverage your network, whether it be your alumni associations, people you know in other companies, or even your own social media, LinkedIn and other social media profiles. Remember, at this time, it is your network which is your net worth. So just to recap the 5 points: mindset, sectors where there are likely to be employment gaps, skills that employers are likely to look for, diversify your portfolio, and leverage your network. So keep these 5 points in mind and go out there confidently and reboot your career. If you like this video, please click on the like button and do remember to subscribe to my channel. All the best.